Hey guys, happy December. Tara LaMagna here. For those of you that may be new, I am a platinum director with Lemongrass Spa, and if you are watching this, you are likely part of my organization. So every month I send out an on-demand an on-demand training for you all to watch whenever you get a chance. I also send you a social media calendar, so you should have gotten that with this package, as well as a Visly template to use with your Facebook parties. So all of that is on the way. Plus this month, the leaders, the Hearts of Gold leadership team have gifted you the product, the 12 days of lives, product wow factors and engagement questions for those lives. So be sure to check that tool out and use that tool as we spent some time on creating it for you. All right, so let me share my screen because I want to show you the PowerPoint that I put together. So let me do this. This month we are talking about attraction marketing. So attraction marketing. Here we go. All right, so the dog just opened my office door, so I had to close that so you guys can hear me and see me and not be distracted. And I cannot be distracted. So attraction marketing. So some of you are thinking right now, Tara, what are you talking about? What is attraction marketing? To make it very, very simple for you to understand, attraction marketing is putting yourself out there in a way that attracts people. So the people come to you versus you going out and trying to find the people, right? So that is attraction marketing in a nutshell. You're attracting people by the things that you post, by the videos that you do, the stories that you share, all of that. So the content that you are putting out there should be attracting other people, should be attracting new customers, potential recruits, potential hostesses, all of those people, okay? So first of all, the first thing we look at with attraction marketing is we ask ourselves who we are, right? So this is just a screenshot of my Facebook profile. You can see the picture. My profile picture is of me. Always make sure your profile picture is of you and not a logo or a picture of you and your family member or whatever. It should just be a headshot of you. It doesn't have to be personal or professional. I mean, it can literally be a selfie that you took. Mine is a selfie that I took, and it should be relatively recent, right? Because otherwise, when people meet you in real life or they see you on a live, they are going to be like, who is that person? See, look, in that profile, that is literally me like every day. See how my hair is up in a bun? Today, it was in the picture, it always is. Although in that picture, I'm wearing makeup, so that's different. But you can tell that is me, right? So that is what we want to do. So what I want you guys to do, since this is an on-demand training and you have the ability to pause this at any time, I want you to go check out your Facebook profile. Or if you don't use Facebook, what other platforms do you use to share yourself with the world? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Whatever it is, I want you to go view that as you would view it if you were a stranger, okay? And ask yourself, what does your profile say about you from a stranger's perspective? Pretend you don't know yourself at all. If I didn't know myself, I look at my profile, I see, okay, looks like she's married, she has some kids, and all of those pictures are outside, so she must like to do stuff outside. And then it says motivator, mompreneur, natural product enthusiast. Okay, so she's into natural products. And then, oh, look, she has a business page. Oh, and then what's this vip.taralamagna.com? Let me check that out, see what that's all about. Okay, so I want you to do kind of the same thing with your profile, all right? And then do the same do the same thing with your Facebook stories if you're using those, or your other social media accounts if you have more than one. Okay, so just look at it from an outsider's perspective, take some notes, write down, the first words that come to your mind, like I just did, out loud when you're viewing it. Once you do that, then I want you to think about, okay, is that really who I am as a person? Or am I missing things? Should I be adding something that shows my hobbies? What could I add that makes me me? So brainstorm again, what makes you you? Okay. And you can even ask people on your Facebook timeline or your close friends and family, ask them, what do you think about when you think about me? What words would you use to describe me? That kind of thing. Because sometimes it is hard for us to see ourselves from an outsider's perspective because we know ourselves, right? So I know that I like to spend time outside, or I know that I do that I like to work out. I know these things about me. So sometimes we just assume that all these people know all of this, but remember, we're looking from a stranger's perspective. The thing about attraction marketing is that it's really about the know, like, and trust factor. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. So it's our responsibility, if we want to really be successful in our businesses, to share ourselves with other people. And for some people, that's hard to do. And they feel like, well, I don't want everybody knowing everything about me. And guess what? They don't have to know everything about you. You can share a lot of your life without sharing all of your life. Okay. But the more we share and the more we are real and honest and authentic when we're going live or when we're posting or when we're sharing in our stories, the more authentic and honest we are on social media, the more people are going to know, like, and trust us, right? So another question I want you to ask yourself is, are you being yourself or are you mimicking someone else? A lot of times when we first start off our businesses, we mimic other people. We see somebody doing something. We see the most successful people in the company, the tops in sales, or the tops in sales, or the leaders in the company. We emulate them, right? We mimic them. And so oftentimes then we start acting like them. We start doing things like they do, even if it's not true to ourselves. And what happens then is people eventually figure out that you're not being real and authentic. People can we read other people, right? We know when someone's being authentic and honest and when someone is not. So if you are mimicking someone else, stop it. Be you, okay? You can go to my profile and see, okay, this is how Tara's got it set up. I'm going to set mine up similarly. Maybe I'll do a collage for my cover photo like she did. That is fine, but add your own. Obviously, you're going to add your own photos. You're going to share the words that describe you to your profile, that kind of thing. Okay, so it's okay to follow what other people do to a degree, right? To learn how to do it. But be authentic when you do it. All right. Another thing that I want to bring up, especially with the election now behind us, but I want you to ask yourself, when you're looking at your social media accounts and you're looking at your posts that you've done and you're looking at your videos and the things that you've shared, what type of people are you going to attract? You get to choose, in a way, the people you attract. If you are constantly posting negative stuff, you're going to attract negative people most of the time. So think about that when you're posting. Think about that when you're reviewing, when you're doing an audit of your social media accounts. Think about, okay, when I am looking at, like, my last my last few weeks of posts and things like that, what kind of people am I attracting? Okay. Then we're going to get into who you want to attract. So first, I want you to just think about and look at what type of people are you likely to attract given what you have out there now. All right. So if you guys need to pause this video right now and answer those questions, do an audit, a brainstorm, and decide what kind of people you are likely to attract right now, do that. Okay. So pause the video right now, do that, and then come back. All right, so now that you've done the audit, now we need to dive into who do you want to attract, right? Because when we're putting content out there, we should have this in the back of our minds. Who do we want to attract? Who is your ideal client? Now, I have been asked this question by a lot of coaches along the way, and I've done a lot of trainings where they ask this. And a lot of time at the beginning, I was like, I don't know who my ideal client is. Somebody with skin, because we sell skincare. So that's everybody. So perfect. That's my ideal client. An easy way to go about this is to think about the people who are your top customers. Who are your top customers right now? Now, take a minute to brainstorm and write down everything that you can think of, like visualize that person, those top customers of yours, and who they are. What do they like to do? What do they like to do on the weekends? What do they do for work? Really paint a very vivid picture in your mind of your top customers. All right. And that is going to be your ideal client. All right. Our ideal client is not just anybody with skin, because that is too broad of a range. That's everybody, right? So we need to narrow it down, because I know that there are people out there who aren't going to do business with me because they don't know, like, and trust me. They don't have something in common with me, or whatever I'm posting, they don't relate to that. Okay. And that's okay. It's not a big deal. There are millions, billions of humans out there that we can have as customers. So really dive into it, do a deep dive into it, and do that brainstorm using your top customers, okay? Think about, what are their pain points? What kind of struggles do they have? What kind of skincare issues do they have? Think about the business side of things. Are they stay-at-home moms? Are they teachers right now in this crazy world that may be looking for something to do that's their own, or need that extra money, or whatever it is? So think about not only our products, but the business opportunity as well, because the business opportunity is one of the items that we offer, right? So with that, then you ask yourself, what solutions do we offer? How can we help these people, right? So list of the pain points, list of what they're struggling with in their lives, and then how can we help? And another really important question is, what do they care about, and what's in it for them? What's in it for them? That's a really big question. A lot of times I see consultants sharing, talking about themselves nonstop and not sharing what's in it for the customer. Okay, and a great example of this, we just had month end. A great example of this is to post saying, I am $50 from my goal. I'm sure as I'm saying that, you've either done that yourself, or you have seen someone do that on your newsfeed before, right? That person is likely not going to get orders, or not very many, because they're not looking at it from their customer's perspective. They're looking at it from their own perspective. This is what I need. I need $50 more in sales this month. That's what I need. And so I need your help. And here's my link. Me, right? Instead, what that person could have done was shared a testimonial. You know, we had the cyber sales. So a lot of people, I saw a boatload of consultants sharing hair testimonials with the Apple hair mask and the sea salt texturizing spray. That is a great way to boost your sales and attract customers, because now they know, oh, I really need, my hair has been really dry lately. I really need a deep conditioning treatment. And this person, this consultant just shared this picture, before and after picture. I need that stuff in my life. So now you're showing them what's in it for them instead of what you need. Okay. So when we're thinking about this, and as we go in the next few slides, when we're thinking about what we're posting, I want you to stop thinking about it from your perspective and start thinking about it from their perspective and what's in it for them. All right. Also, when you're thinking about who you want to attract, another good question, especially if you're new and you don't have that many customers yet, maybe you don't have any top customers, ask yourself why you fell in love with the products. Why did you join? What were the pain points that you had that the products provided solutions for, or the business opportunity provided solutions for? Write that down. Okay, so this is another time when you're going to stop the video, pause the video, and brainstorm and answer these questions. If you have done this before, awesome. I suggest you revisit it. And if you've done it before, but maybe you've only done it for your customers, think about do it for who you want to be on your team, who you want to attract to your team. Okay. But this is an important step. So make sure that you pause it and you answer the questions and you have that really great, vivid picture of who you want to attract. You can even name that person if you want. Okay. Okay. So now we know who you are. You know who you are. And hopefully we will soon. But you know who you are and you know who you want to attract, right? So now the question is, okay, Tara, what do I post though? Okay, so in this picture and on this slide, you see a stack of magazines. Now, I want you to think about your favorite magazines. Like, which ones do you pick up maybe when you're standing in line at the grocery store, or which ones do you subscribe to, right? I want you to think about those magazines, and I want you to think about that person that you just painted a picture of, that person you want to attract. Think about what magazines they would like to subscribe to. Okay, which magazines would your customers read? And this is a great engagement question for your VIP group. If you want to ask your customers straight out, what magazines do you read? What are your favorite magazines? Ask them. And it'd be interesting to see if they read a lot of the same magazines. One of my favorite magazines is Real Simple. I have a subscription to this. I love it. It has a variety of like home and living stuff in it, but then also recipes and things like that. So when you're thinking about what you should post, I want you to think about your customers' favorite magazine. And I want you to think about, if you were a publisher of that magazine, or not even thinking about being a publisher of it, but just think about that magazine and flipping through it, and maybe even buy a copy of that magazine to see what kind of content they're sharing. Because a magazine is different than a book, right? A book talks about one topic most of the time. A magazine talks about a variety of topics that somehow tie together or have a common theme, or you know, the publishers just know this is what our what is the word I'm looking for? This is what our ideal reader would want to read, right? So that's what they're thinking. They've already done the research. They've paid millions of dollars for that research, and they've already done it for you. So if you need help with what you should post, grab a magazine, flip through it, and see what those magazines are sharing about and how those themes are tied together. All right. So for an example, I'm going to talk about what's actually here, the 4 bullet points, in just a moment. But for an example, you know, people who use our products are probably into natural living to some extent. And so maybe this time of year you want to share some natural health remedies, or ways to boost your immune system, or maybe maybe your top customers and the people that you are attracting are really into a skincare regimen. And, so maybe you want to share one of your favorite skincare tools and why that's beneficial. Do you see what I mean here? It's tying together, it's sharing content that your customers are likely to want to hear about, okay? Also, if your ideal customer is just like yourself, most of us, we're already doing this, whether we're doing it and attracting a boatload of people, or we're doing it unknowingly and attracting just a few right now. The people that we've attracted are most likely already similar to us in a lot of ways, because when we're ourselves, that's what we do normally. So when you start to really think about this, when you're posting your content, you're going to increase the number of people who are attracted to you because they're going to see it more. And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. But back to what you should post. Okay, so there's 3 real categories: entertaining, educating, and inspiring. Okay, so I want you to think about those 3 things: entertaining, educating, and inspiring. So entertaining, those are your engagement posts. They should all be engagement posts, but entertaining are like the funny posts, or the games that you play in your groups, or the, use the predicative text to fill in this blank kind of thing, like that kind of stuff, the entertainment. Sometimes there's times when you do a live video when you're dressed up silly, that's entertaining, right? So entertainment is number 1. Educating, and this is in no particular order because really educating should be first here, but anyways, educating. Educating, this is when you're sharing solutions. This is when you're sharing the tips and the tricks and the beauty tools and the life hacks and all of that stuff, where you're teaching something, right? Whether it's about our products or it's just about skincare in general. Fun facts about skincare, like the importance of washing your face once a day so you don't age 7 times faster. Maybe you're educating about toxins in products. Maybe you're educating about how to use one of the skincare tools that you use, whatever it may be. Okay, maybe you're sharing. This is the ingredient highlight posts that corporate does. That's educating. Okay, that's a pretty easy one, but educating is an easy one. Okay, and then inspiring. Quotes, what the business has done for you, customer testimonials, your testimonials, things like that, right? And throughout, a common thread here, you guys, is you're sharing your life, right? You're sharing your life, whether it's on your timeline or in your stories or whatever. All of these things are going to tie into your life in some way, or they should. Okay, so where and when? This is important. I oftentimes see new consultants who are trying to do all the things. I see a lot of seasoned consultants doing this too. So all the time we hear, right, you should be on Instagram, you should be on Facebook, you should be doing YouTube. That's great. That's great. And if you can do all of those platforms and you can be consistent on those platforms and be present on all of those platforms, awesome. You do you, you do that, you get that. Okay. If you can't, then choose a platform and get really good at that platform before you move on to another. Get really good and confident and feeling strong with that platform before you move on to something else. All right. And start with that. Otherwise, it's going to be too much and you're going to be inconsistent, and consistency is key, okay? So stories. Stories are key to sharing your life and who you are. Your stories, if you guys aren't using stories that is something that you should be doing. Whatever, if you're using Instagram or Facebook, they both have the option for stories. Stories, for those of you that don't know, you can Google how to do a Facebook story, how to do an Instagram story. There's millions of videos. There's also a training in Hearts of Gold on that too. But stories are a snapshot of your life. Stories, they include things like, oh, got this workout in today. Oh, this is what I had for lunch. Oh, this is me putting together gift bags for my customers. This is me sending out Happy Meal for my team. This is me and my family picking out a Christmas tree. Things like that. Those are the stories. Those are the things that you're sharing your life, and people are getting to know, like, and trust you through your stories. All right. Also, the key thing about stories is that people have to click on them to view them, which means the people that view your stories actually are interested in getting to know, like, and trust you more. They're actually interested in it. Facebook doesn't make them do it. It's not like your news feed where you're scrolling through and it just pops up. Stories are very powerful for you on your end, because when you see who's viewed your story, now you know, oh, that person's interested. That person is interested for some reason or another. Maybe they're a team member trying to learn from me. Maybe they're a new customer trying to get to know me better. Maybe it's somebody I've been talking to about the business opportunity and they want to learn more about that, right? So stories are a very important tool. Video is also key in helping people get to know, like, and trust you in attraction marketing, okay? You guys know me. Most of you I've never met in person, and I probably will never meet in person, but you know me because I'm on video a lot for you, and I am real on my video just like I am in person with anybody else. Also, it's interesting. Have you guys ever met somebody in person that that you've seen online a lot, whether it's video or you follow them or whatever, and you feel like you already know them? Because you do. It's because you know them, because they have shared themselves with you, whether it's on video or in posts or whatever, or in stories. You feel like you know that person because you kind of do. They've shared themselves with you, and they are so authentic and honest that how you see them on how they show up on social media is how they show up in real life. So that should be a goal for you as well if you're not quite there yet. All right. Another thing, and probably the most important, you guys, is to be consistent. I know there are busy times in life. I know, especially around holiday time, that, maybe we're keeping up really well with your stories. This is me, by the way, sometimes. Maybe you're really good at keeping up with your stories during the week, but on the weekends you fall flat because it's just a busy time. Or maybe, you're only going live in your business or in your group once a month, and it's sporadic if you do. Be consistent. This is part of the reason why we're doing the Facebook Live challenge for you guys, the 12 days of lives. That is going to help you to become consistent. Not that you have to do a live every single day of your life. You don't. But, if you decide to do a Facebook Live once a week, or maybe you're posting to your stories, you know that you want to post in the morning, midday, and in the evening, so you're posting 3 times on your stories, something like that. You just need to be consistent in what you do, because if you just do these 12 days of lives, or you just post a story here and there, people aren't going to come back for more because they don't know when you're coming back. And it's kind of like when you are just when you're left hanging and you're like, okay, like pretend you're at a doctor's appointment and I don't know, that's probably not a good analogy, but you guys know what I mean. Like, if you don't know when someone's coming back, like if you made a new friend on the playground and you had a really great time with them and had a lot of fun, and then they don't show up to school for the next 5 days, how are you going to feel? You're probably going to make a new friend, right? So that's a better analogy, but you guys know what I mean. Show up, be consistent, and it's not like you have to be at the same exact time every day posting to your story or posting to your timeline, but showing up every day for your business is important. If you guys want to make real money with this business, if you want to do this for the discount, you're probably not watching this. If you're doing this for the discount and watching this, that means you want something more out of it. So keep listening. But if you're doing this for a hobby or part-time, or you want to make some good money in this business, if you're doing it part-time or full-time, you need to take this business seriously and be consistent in what you do. Because if you're not being consistent, you're not taking it seriously, and people will read that and they won't do business with you. All right. So to wrap this up, please remember to be authentic, be honest, be yourself, keep in mind that person you're trying to attract, right? And share your life with your viewers, right? My life is not just pictures of, graphics that corporate gives me. Hopefully it's very rarely pictures that corporate gives me. When I'm sharing my life, it's like reality TV, right? If you're watching a movie is totally different than reality TV. Reality TV shows it's supposed to anyways, shows real life, and you can tell it's real life, right? A movie is a perfectly painted picture. A lot of people are playing the movie on their social media accounts. What your viewers want, and if you want to attract people to you, they want the reality TV version. Okay, so give them the reality TV version. All right, and that's what I want you to think of. So instead of using a graphic from corporate, take a picture of the face cream used this morning and share that in your story. Instead of using, a touched up photo of yourself, share a photo that is genuinely you. Okay, be authentic, be real, be consistent. That's really important. And when you do that, you will attract people to you instead of always needing to hunt people down. All right. And I want you to think about this again when it comes to selling the products and the solutions that we offer, and then also the business opportunity. Okay, so make sure you're sharing some of the business side of what you do, whether it's I watched this training today, or I got this happy mail in today from my leader, or I went live today on my business page, or I went live today for this party, or I did an in-person party today. Whatever it is, you're sharing all of that. You're sharing your life. Okay, so I can't wait to see you guys in your lives this month for the first 12 days. And I can't wait to see your stories and your Facebook timelines change after this training. Okay, so show me that you learned something here by your actions. Okay, because I do check out your stories, I do check out your timelines and your posts and all of those things. All right, so take a few things that you learned from this training and implement them for the month of December. If that works, then implement more. If that doesn't work, then stop doing that and do something different. Okay? Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I hope this was helpful for all of you. I will talk to you all later, and have a great December.